Hi there guys, it's the Arty Game back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And maybe a hot chocolate as well. I know some people quite like that. And let's do this. Right then guys, and you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, join me. Yep, spot on today. And of course, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you're into gaming retrospectives, complete and box experiences, art and graphic design, and of course, a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you can handle the Artsy Gamers mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course, just pop on your notification bell, held up by tails there. Well, in today's video, we are going to do a complete
360
coming off the back of the Xbox 360, and we are going to do a complete in-box experience of a Nintendo DS game today. Oh my gosh. Now, why am I doing this today? Well, as I was just popping back my Xbox 360 back into the gaming collection for my gaming club, I was like, just having a quick look at my DS games. Oh, quite often I do that, you know. I know they're there, and I quite like to just have a quick pick and have a little look at some of the art and graphic design just for a few minutes whilst I'm in there. Why not? And yes, absolutely. Every time I do that, I come across mini ninjas, and for ages now I have been wanting to do a complete in box for this on the channel, so that is exactly what we're going to be doing here today. I have shown this on the channel very briefly before when I've done my sort throughs of my Nintendo DS games, my Nintendo DS loot videos that I have done. Of course, definitely check those videos out if you haven't already. I've done a Wii one, yeah, and I've done a Xbox one. So yes, I've also done a DS one, and this one features quite heavily actually in that one because I really do love the art and graphic design, because yes, pretty much what I do is I get all the DS games that I've got and Wii and Xbox and stuff like that, bring them to the camera, and we just do basically a bit of an MOT on all the boxes. Basically, we just have a little look. Is the manual in there? If we have a manual, is the cartridge in the correct boxes? Are they all a little bit muddled up? And if so, I will just go and reorganize them, and then boom, they are ready to go back into my gaming club, ready for the next session. And every time I do that, oh my God, this game just really does shine bright. And often after I do those little videos, I just take a small few games just over to the studio just to get a little bit of better lighting on some of these boxes, and this one always does come back up because I think the art and graphic design on this is really spectacular. And yes, here we go. Here is my debut of Mini Ninjas here on the channel to do a complete in box today. So sit back guys and relax. Let's just take a sip of coffee before we begin, because you know how it works here on my complete in box. We are going to be having a look at got to take the sip of coffee first, you know what I mean? I'm parched. We're going to be taking a look at the front. We're going to be taking a look at the back. We're going to be taking a look at the small little cartridge, of course, the gameplay of this, and yes, the manual, and we'll deep dive into the manual just over in the Artsy Gamer Studio, just so we can have a little bit of better lighting on that to explore some of the beautiful graphics that are seen here, and lovely character models at that. So yes, here we go then, guys. So, wow, oh wow, just look at this box art here. I think the green of this box is just absolutely second to none. The only other colours in this is orange and a slight kind of peachy colour for the skin. Everything else is green, and I tell you what, green is actually a really hard colour to work with, in my opinion anyway.
As I am a bit of an artist, I don't know if you know, guys.
Green and yellow for me are just some of the hardest colors to work with, because they can be quite dark at times, but they can also be very, very light. And to just get it to work consistently is so hard. And I tell you what, this is very, very brave of this person who designed this. Everything in this is green. So, of course, lots of things could get lost, like foliage, close-up bits of, I don't know, like the katanas and stuff like that. Foliage just to the side there as well could go lost. But I tell you what, the way they have picked out these subtle differences in green is really, really great. And let's explore that further. I tell you what, I think it is absolutely beautiful. So here we go. We've got the protagonist right in front here. Just giving it the, you know, the shush. We need to be silent here. We need to be very, very stealthy because, of course, guys, yes, we are ninjas. And I think it is really great how it has got that lovely darker accent of green for his suit and also the other suits that you can see there. So, of course, against that really, I would say, bright green, you can instantly tell that, yes, okay, here we go. Here is the protagonist. We are ready to jump into this game and be silent assassins. And I think that is depicted wonderfully here. And again, with the shush, you know you've got to be very, very stealthy. And of course, that is just a little bit of a nugget of information to the gamer. It's like, right, okay, yeah, we do need to be quiet. We do need to be stealthy. Okay, this is very much a stealth game, which I think is great because, yes, absolutely, this box art really does need to describe what is this game all about just initially from the artwork. And I think this is doing that wonderfully there just with that main protagonist. And I say main protagonist quite flippantly. I have played this game before, not on DS, but on the PlayStation 3, and I'm pretty sure you can actually toggle between multiple characters in this as well. But I think that is kind of like the main guy. Just as the eyes just, oh God, move into the backdrop there. Again, subtle twigs and bamboo sticks just in front of them, yet lead into the other characters there. And again, they are still in that dark green. And I, again, think that works really well, especially as these characters don't have black lines to highlight them. Very similar to some of my artwork, actually, while I say, you know, I'm talking about, I prefer to draw with lovely black lines around every single bit just so you can see every single element of that character. But of course here they haven't done that. So they need to work that green to really make sure every single element of that character is displayed wonderfully. You know, where is that arm creasing? Where are those legs bending? And I think they have done that wonderfully there with that dark green against that lovely light green effect for the backdrop here. So again, we've got this lovely little character here, just on a little flute. And of course, you can instantly see that is the character there because it is such a dark green against that lovely lighter green with that, wow, gosh, the trees and the density of that forest. It is really, really great. So, you know, we can play as a little girl, which is quite nice, or a woman, which is nice. You know, we do like to play with lots of different characters, and it's great that we do have males and females in this. And then we've got this big old daddy here, which is nice. I absolutely love that. So of course there's going to be different styles of gameplay as well. Are we going to be sneaking around at times just to dodge past people? Are we going to have to distract maybe with a flute, or are we just going to have to absolutely barge our way through at times depending on the situation? And again, I think this artwork really does do that beautifully. It really is telling that gamer there are lots of different gameplay mechanics in here just by these three protagonists. Yeah, it is really, really lovely. And of course, just moving, again, the eye just gliding up, and then, okay, boom, what have we got here? Mini Ninjas. Very simple logo, but it just works. It doesn't have to be this mad old logo there that is going to be popping different strikes and I don't know, yeah, bamboo up here. No, it just needs to be simple, plain, simple and effective. And again, I think that is done wonderfully there. It is just subtly up above, just so we can still see a lot of that box art there. I think it is done wonderfully. And yeah, gosh, my words are a little bit lost with this, I think, because I think this really is a fantastic box art. And I tell you what, it is something that would definitely make me grab this off the shelf just by the use of green and that splash of colour. It is just absolutely second to none, isn't it? You can just imagine all of these games just lined up in your storefront back in the day. A lot of them quite, I would say, dark. Well, for the most part, a lot of kind of like video games do have that dark element. They are often using blues, blacks, navies. So it is very rare that you get a game with a real big buzz of colour. Even when you do have games with, you know, quite vibrant bits here and there, a lot of the backdrop is often dark. So to just go all out and have a really big standout box art just by the use of colour green, I think is great. And that is definitely something that is going to make me pick it off the shelf. I don't really even have to kind of look to see what it is. It is just that big box of green that is going to make me capture my eye and then explore it further, and I think it is done wonderfully there. And you know what, guys, just as I was looking, yeah, there is just a little spot of orange there with a lovely little fox, and again, I think that is really great there. Yeah, it just goes to show that, all right, yeah, there are other little things in here. We aren't just in the jungle. We have probably some really lovely animals that we're going to be coming across here. Yeah, come on, let's go. And I think it is, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Of course, just going into the basics now. So, of course, we've got the DS logo just on the side there. I quite like that. It's not right at the top there to eliminate any of the artwork. It is just subtly off there, which is great. Of course, the age rating, which is nice. And then just down the spine there, mini ninjas, really lovely. Always up. No, I was about to say, is that upside down then? But yeah, again, displayed wonderfully. And then we will flip it onto the back. So let's just take a quick sip of coffee again and we'll float this onto the back. But yeah, overall, I am so pumped with this box art. Really, really great, honestly. Lovely. Okay, so moving on to the back then, but how disappointing. How disappointing. From this beautiful piece here to this, oh, it's such a shame. Now, guys, people, OG subscribers of the channel will know that I am all about a lovely big screenshot from the game itself on the back here. Not just one, quite a few dotted around, even maybe resting on one big shot from the game itself. But unfortunately, yeah, oh my God. It is just so dark. 4 tiny screenshots here. And you know what, guys? It's a very, very short bit of blurb and then in multiple languages as well. Oh, you know what? Leave that for the manual because I tell you what, there is a beautiful, beautiful manual in this. Absolutely. So, you know, there is very much swings and roundabouts with this box here, the complete experience. But yeah, just leave that or maybe just pop it down below here. Yes, I know we are limited for space. This is a DS box, so it is very small. But gosh, get these screenshots nice and big. Maybe just have 1, 2, 3, just three lovely screenshots of the game itself. Just telling the game what we're going to be doing here. Yes, we're going to there be a bit of stealth play there. Maybe taking out enemies in that silent form factor. Maybe there's a bit of distraction, yeah, as we suggested, maybe with the flute. Maybe we can set some animals on people as well. Or could we go all out guns blazing with this big old daddy here? Boom. They just needed 3 screenshots, maybe of just those 3 characters there doing their thing. But oh no, we are just limited. Actually, I'm going to say it's not even 4 screenshots, guys. I've just even realized it is just 2. 1 for the front kind of forward facing screen of the DS and then the touchscreen pad as well. So yeah, how disappointing is this? Oh gosh, and I don't even really know what they are trying to show here. Maybe some sort of boss battle here. I guess an infantry of weapons. Okay, that's cool. And then just some small combat there. Very, very small, very, very hard to see. They are resting on something. There is some sort of texture and backdrop there, but I don't actually really know what it is. Again, so dark, I can't tell what it is. So yeah, what a shame. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I mean, like, coming from this to this, what a disappointment. But like I said, limited for space, maybe that's all they could pull off. Anyway, okay, let's just give it a flip back round and we will flip this open, guys, and we'll take a look at the cartridge now, and of course a little bit of gameplay from Mini Ninjas. Right then, so let's just give it the Arctic Gamer. Hey, and there we go. Right then, so yes, this is a DS game. Oh my gosh, normally I'm picking out a beautiful disc here, but no, we are just limited to a tiny, tiny cartridge, so we will just bring it out a little bit closer to the camera. Here we go. Ooh. Hey, there we go. Right then, so yes, here we go. Little cartridge here for the DS. You know what? I actually quite like the size of this. The actual Switch games, couldn't think of it then. The Switch games are just that too small. They're just too small. And I think this is a good size to be just kind of like pocket size and small enough to be pretty cool to have actually a look at the lovely artwork and graphic design. And that's fine. They could have kept them this size. I don't know why they decided to go really, really small. You know, I would have liked to see actually a little bit more pop of colour on those Switch 2 games, but no, they are very, very tiny. But yeah, I think they could have stayed at this size, to be honest with you. What's the difference, realistically? But anyway, there we go. So, of course, it is a DS cartridge, very, very limited for space, so I can't really complain, to be honest with you. It is just, again, taking that lovely green foliage, actually, from the front box art, which is nice. And again, the lovely, simplistic, but I think really nice, well-rounded logo there of Mini Ninjas, which is great. And, of course, then the DS logo at the top there of... Not much you can do with a DS cartridge, but like I said, quite like the size of this. I don't know why they decided to shrink them for Switch and Switch 2. But anyway, there we go. Of course, we will give it the flip, but I probably won't be able to get the shine. We ain't going to get the shine from those pins there, but normally when we have a lovely big disc, you can see yourself down the camera there. But yes, if you are enjoying today's video and you are just having a good old laugh at my mess and madness and me just stumbling over my words, because yes, this is very much authentic, no much, you know, like I'm just saying it, no much editing.
That doesn't make sense.
But yeah, not too much editing here on the Arctic Game. It is the real me. So if you are enjoying this and you want a little bit more, then yes, absolutely, definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. Honestly, guys, support like that really does help out the channel a ton, and it means I can keep producing more. All right then, so yes, there we go. That is the cartridge. Now, guys, I am going to touch on a little bit of the gameplay. I have never played this game on DS before, though. I have seen some of the kids at the gaming club play on it, and I've been intrigued, but I've never actually taken the console itself and actually had a bit of a dabble, so I can't really talk about the gameplay as such on the Mini Ninjas from the DS, but I have played this on PlayStation 3 and I do look to pick up that game on PlayStation 3 for sure. It was a really, really great game, and of course I would love to do a complete unbox of the PlayStation 3 version on this channel as well, because it has the same beautiful manual, but of course just that little bit bigger, and yeah, absolutely there's going to be kind of like differences in character models as well, so I would love to do that on the show. So of course, yeah, I can't really give you an understanding of what the gameplay is like from Mini Ninjas on the DS, but I will just kind of give you a broad understanding of my experiences on the PlayStation 3, and I'm sure a lot of elements do cross over, to be honest with you, because it is the same game. So, oh my gosh, now this is a really fun action platformer with a little bit of stealth, a little bit of taking down enemies, but also, you know what I'm going to say, a real big vibe of Crash Bandicoot, and I am a massive fan of Crash Bandicoot. I absolutely love it when games take elements of Crash Bandicoot to really build a really lovely game with a bit of difference, and I tell you what, Mini Ninjas has done that perfectly. You are going to be doing a little bit of platforming, like I said, jumping over here, going down there, sneaking around here, getting boxes, crashing things, smashing things, but also there's a real difference as well. You are going to be messing around with different characters. We do have a lovely array of people that you can play with that bring different core mechanics, which is great to get around different bits of the game itself, which is great. You do have a weapons wheel, so you are going to be toggling between different weapons and stuff like that, again, to help you progress for your game. And again, lovely. We love a little bit of that. You're not just singled out to one weapon and one weapon only. No, a few little upgrades as well in there, which is great. You know, you are going to be building a stronger character to progress through the game. Also, boss fights as well. There's some really lovely boss fights in there. And again, you kind of take them out with its own quirky way. Like, I remember there was one time where I was having to run up a few pillars to try and take out this boss, and then like knock a few pillars down to then, you know, make him crash and then kind of stun him, and then you can take out that enemy with your weapons as well. Oh, it was just really, really fun. Of course, graphic design is that, well, actually, yeah, it is very much this. I would say they've done very well to represent what those graphics are looking like on the DS and on the PlayStation 3. It is this, I would say, shell shaded, cartoony-fied, Crash Bandicoot vibe game style graphics. And yeah, if you are kind of into that buzz, then yeah, absolutely, this is definitely the game for you. I would not sit on Mini Ninjas if you've never played it before. I had a really, really good time with it. But let me just touch on some nostalgia now with this game. I have got two vivid memories of this game, and two separate occasions. One time I actually bought my PlayStation 3 on holiday, like I normally do. I have shown that on the channel before. And it was just really, really great because it was just me, my mum and my dad. There was no kind of extra family members. This was very much just, yeah, my small family unit going away on holiday to Wales this time, not actually Cornwall. We bought the PlayStation 3 down, and actually I think that was when I picked up Mini Ninjas on holiday, because I always do like to pick up a game on holiday to put in my console of choice that I have bought down. We chose Mini Ninjas. I think it was literally because the artwork took me. I had no idea what this game was all about. It was just the beautiful, beautiful graphics, art and design, and that lovely green element of this game that really made me want to just pick it up and buy. And oh, then yes, we did. And oh my God, we had a fantastic time. Every time we would come back from whatever we were doing in the day, we would pop on the PlayStation 3. And it was really great because it was really bringing back old memories of my dad playing these games. Because yes, it was the PlayStation 3. My dad really didn't bother with the PlayStation 3. He really was looking for the next Splinter Cell, and unfortunately, at the time, there was no current Splinter Cell for that console, and he was very, very upset. That was kind of the only game he wanted to play. He didn't actually get on with GTA 5. That did come out on the PlayStation 3 towards the later end of its life, because yes, this was kind of like later on in its life cycle. I think one stage we did actually pick up the Splinter, I think it was Blacklist actually, which he had a really great time with. But from what I can remember, I mean, maybe my timings could get a little bit mixed up here, but he had never experienced a Splinter Cell on the PlayStation 3. So he's kind of like love for gaming had really died off. But we had a brilliant time playing this together, because it was kind of that stealthy element of Splinter Cell, which he really gravitated to, and we got really, really far in the game. I can't remember if we even completed it on holiday or not, but we really did get far, and he was always very eager to get home from whatever we were doing that day, to get back on the PlayStation 3 to progress Mini Ninjas, and that was really, really great. Another core memory of mine playing on Mini Ninjas was actually when I was in school, very later on in school, a lot older in school, maybe year 10, year 11. And we had an exchange student come around to stay with some of my friends, and yeah, every day in that summer holidays, they would come to my house just in the afternoon. We'll have a spot of lunch, and then yeah, this exchange student and all my friends would come around. And what game were we playing? We were playing Mini Ninjas, and again, it was a really great, fun, interactive game. We were all having a go. We were passing around the controller. It was really, really fun, and what what a vibe. What an absolute vibe that was. And it's so much so that I remember the person who was actually holding and hosting the exchange students actually then went away and bought mini ninjas for his Xbox, because he was an Xbox person. And I guess in the evenings when they had all finished around mine, they would go away to where they were staying and pop on mini ninjas on the Xbox. It was that compelling and that fun. So guys, honestly, if you haven't played this before, I think it is worth picking up. Like I said, I can't really deep dive too much on the DS version, but I'm sure it is really fun and still fun and entertaining. Right then, guys, well, you know what that means. We are going to take a little bit of a flick through to the manual now, and we will do that over there with a little bit of better lighting. I'll see you over there. All right then, and here we are set up in the art studio, ready to take a deep dive into the manual that is involved with this Nintendo DS Mini Ninjas game. Of course, before we get there, we will just take another lovely look at the front, the back, and the cartridge there. So yeah, come on, can you just understand what I mean by those greens, those use of different shades of green to really make those characters stand out? I think it is absolutely spot on. Yeah, really, really great. And it's definitely something that made me want to pick this game off the shelf. It was just that lovely use of green. Yeah, really, really fantastic. Of course, DS logo there and the age rating of 7. We needed to keep it nice and child friendly, and I think the artwork has done that perfectly. Let's just flip it on to the back then. And yes, unfortunately, I've already said my thoughts here. Very, very disappointing. There isn't too much going on here at all, is there? Ugh, what an absolute shame. And I would say a missed opportunity because for me, the artwork always sells it. But for other people, they need to have a look to see what is going on towards the back of the game to really kind of get an understanding and gauge what this game is all about. And if they haven't done that correctly, then that could be pretty much a case of have they bought it or have they not? Have they just popped it back on the shelf? So I hope that didn't put people off picking this up back in the day. If the artwork was, they made the grab, and then they just shoved it back. So yeah, what a little bit of a letdown. All right then, so let's just pop it open here, and then yes, our lovely cartridge. Of course, we will just bring it up just a little bit closer there. Yeah, there we go. I do like how the foliage is copy and pasted straight onto the cartridge here. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, they have thought about the lovely subtle details here, and that's great. But of course, there isn't too much you can do with a cartridge, so they've done well with the space that they've got. All right then, and let's just pop that back. But here we go then. So, let's take a deep dive into this manual here. It is really beefy, really, really thick. I know there are multiple languages in this, so I think that is why it is so beefy. But I tell you what, the art and graphic design in here, screenshots as well, character models galore is absolutely second to none. So I can't wait to show you this. Just another little thing here. We do have health and safety warnings and stuff like that here. That Nintendo did. So this is a fully complete and boxed experience, which is great. You know me, if the game came with other slips, even as basic as health and safety warnings, if it doesn't have it in your box, and I can't really confirm that is a complete and boxed experience, but I always try my best to be able to do that, even if there was, subtle advertisements, health warnings, etc. I always try to preserve it as best as I can. And when I saw this came as a full package, I've always been a little bit, favourable towards this one in the gaming club. Right then, okay, so let's just pop that over there, and we'll take a lovely closer look at the manual. And oh my god, just look at that artwork there, really great. I mean, my thoughts on this now. It would have been nice to have just mixed up the artwork maybe a little bit differently for the manual. I do prefer it when games do that, just so there's a little bit of extra on your experience picking up a physical copy. Maybe they could have just changed up the stances, maybe done a few different close-ups of some different weapons. I don't know, but nevertheless, there we go. Right then, so instantly full color, guys. Wow, content is resting on a fantastic backdrop. And oh my God, you are greeted with the crew. Look how badass these look. Of course, we've got our DS to the left-hand side there. Just look at the backdrop as well, guys. Oh my God, don't get kind of drawn straight away to these character models here. Just take a look at the lovely backgrounds that the text is displayed on. Wow, again, they've taken that foliage from the front box here and just absolutely gone to town with it. And again, it's all pretty much green. And well, yeah, no, it is. I was about to say, are these brown? But no, it's a very deep dark green. The way they have used the color green in here is crazy. But of course, let's just take a bit of a closer look at the characters there. Oh, really, really great. And you can just get a real understanding now of who you're going to be exploring with, maybe some NPCs to talk to, different weapons, different designs, different body styles as well. So you know you're going to have a great time experiencing this game with multiple different gameplay mechanics, which is brilliant. Okay, moving on. And then, yes, we actually have inbuilt screenshots from the game itself, which is great. We all love that. And we've got some combat there, which is nice. And of course, I believe this is the touchpad screen here. And we can select different things to help us progress through the game, which is lovely. Really well displayed. Yeah, and then look at this. Yeah, the ninjas. So we've got some really lovely bios and of course some lovely little character placements as well. Oh, just look at them there. That is really great. And you know what, guys? I'm feeling a story time coming up. You know it when I love gaming manuals that have lovely little bios, and maybe we could bring this up to read at a later stage, because absolutely a lot of this text here is an art form in itself, and I'm the artsy gamer and I love to preserve this kind of thing. So yeah, there we go. Looks like we've got an infantry set here as well. Brilliant. I'm assuming this is going to be on the touchpad. And again, displayed fantastically there, nice and big. You know exactly where you are, don't you, when you're flicking through this manual and not just some tiny little screenshot. Oh, wow, okay. And this is where I'm going to say it, guys. You know, if you want to just pause the camera and the video just to take a few screenshots to help inspire some of your artwork, then yes, absolutely, please do. There are some really lovely models here. You know, just look at the lighting effect on there as well. You know, he's just shot out this really lovely orange flame effect, and look at the shine on the character there. Just absolutely beautiful. They have thought really, really hard about this. And again, that could help you with some kind of like shading ideas, some lighting ideas with your character models. Oh, just really lovely. And again, here is that dual screen. We've got the gameplay here, and then your kind of like infantry and your selection menus and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I do like how DS had that mechanic back in the day. What a great console that was. And oh, wow. Yes, 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 baby. What a shot. I'm just going to hold that there for you guys in case people want to, just screenshot that. Whoo, baby. That is definitely, look at that shading effect there as well. That is definitely my art style, with kind of that 3-tone effect just coming around the fox there and a lot of his ninja suit. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's just keep flicking through this now. There's some basic text here. Wow, okay. And then, yes, we've sadly come to the end, because this moves on to other languages now, but we will just give it a flick through. Yeah, I do believe it is the same character models that is used throughout. What did I just see there? Yeah, it is. But just to give it a quick flick through, why not? Yeah. Oh, and of course, we have a notes page. Oh, just beautiful. Oh my word. What's on the back here? Oh, I thought there may have been an advertisement or something advertising another game, but no, quite a bland back here for the manual. But there we go. What an incredible, incredible manual here, and use of green. I'm not going to shut up about that, but I keep saying green is such a hard color to work with, because I think, yeah, there are like elements of yellow in green, and yellow is so hard to work with. So yeah, wow. Oh wow. Right, let's just pop this back in. And you know what I'm going to say, guys? You know what I'm going to say? We are going to do the sniff test. This is a fully complete and boxed experience. So we do need to know what this thing smells like. So we'll do that as we wrap up in the main studio. Hey, and there we go. That was my complete and boxed experience of Mini Ninjas on the Nintendo DS. But like I said, before we wrap up, let's just give it the Artsy Gamer sniff test to see what the hell is this thing smelling like. Now, of course, this has been in my gaming club for many, many years. So I'm sure there is definitely going to be a really strong smell of just plastic and just kind of maybe, you know, storage. I don't know what kind of smell that is, but I'm sure it's kind of like, yeah, maybe a little bit of, I would say, food in there as well, because like where these games are stored, it is very, very close to our kitchen. So I'm sure there's going to be elements of food there, very, very strong bits of plastic. But of course, this was originally a CEX pickup as well. A lot of our DS things were. So this has been passed through multiple households before it even reached our gaming club many years ago. So I'm sure there are lots of matured smells in here to really, get my nose going, guys. So let's go with some categories. I will have to add a few more in here because I do know where this game has been stored for the most part. So here we go. So our first category is going to be basement. Our second category is going to be attic, just the usual. We're rolling off the usual first. My third is going to be cigarettes, but I would say this was kind of a time where cigarettes were kind of, slowly easing off, I would say. Sorry. My other category is going to be a CEX smell, so quite a strong CEX smell. My other category is going to be plastic. So are we going to get a really strong sense of plastic? Another one is going to be food, but I'm not going to put a specific food type in there. It's just going to be like smelly old food. And then, just a general smell of storage. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit of a musky smell of storage. So yeah, we can have cross categories, of course, guys. So get your votes in now. I would love to know in the comments down below. So here we go. 3 sniffs normally do the trick. So let's give it a go. Right then. Oh, okay. There's a strong smell. There's a strong smell. Okay. Let's just take a sip of coffee, man. I need to cleanse my palate.
Damn.
Okay. Let's go one more time. Okay, I really have made up my mind. And guys, there's definitely a category that's going to be added to this. I'm going to say nappies.
Nappies.
Okay, so there is definitely a strong smell of plastic in there. No doubt about that. I'm going to say storage as well. So like a musky kind of storage smell. And I'm going to have to say it, guys. Pooey nappies. Oh, God damn it. Pooey nappies. Oh, God damn it. I don't know where this has been, but okay, there's definitely a sense of, I don't know.
Feces.
In there today. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. It's so lovely to see so many people making the move here over to the Artsy Gamer. Thank you so much to everyone who has subbed and who are enjoying the videos. Right then, that is it for me today. Get out there and get gaming. Absolutely, why not? Of course, I'll catch you in tomorrow's YouTube video and TikTok Live. And yes, that is me, the Artsy Gamer, over and out.